Hello friends, this is Scott, and we got Mr. Lincoln down here at the Homestead this week. And we're looking at these cage trees in my little rural orchard. And it's a big day, because again, I was looking at these rings, I'm thinking, oh, I've got to open these up again, and I'm going to have to weed them out. And you know, that's the worst part about having these protective cages, is that the weeds grow. And in my pasture tree, I have it kind of figured out that the cows, you know, the way I have it designed is the cows and the horse will eat the weeds. They can push the fence in, but the deer aren't that aggressive. And so originally, when I planted these trees 4 years ago, I did put them in these rings to protect them from the deer. And we have plenty of deer down here. But they're 4 or 5 year old trees now, and I think it's at the point where I'm tired of doing the maintenance, and I think it's time just to open up these rings, at least during the summer months, or the warm months, and set them free. And when I first put these wires on, I was thinking the deer were going to be very aggressive, and I overwired them. And over the years, with all the maintenance I've done, every 3-4 times a year, I have to open up these rings. I decided I got smarter, and I just use zip ties, and it makes it a lot easier. But I still have some places where I've got some wire, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I've got lots of wire that are wrapped around these trees, and I've also got some raw materials to use for other applications, but I'll get to that in another video. But yeah, today's the day of freeing the trees, and it's a nice kind of a breezy, not a warm day, but not super warm. But it's time. These trees are big enough, and I think there's enough other things to eat that the deer are not going to go after these trees, at least during the warm months. In the winter, I'll have to reevaluate, but right now I'm just going to get rid of all these. But I started to try to pull these fence posts out with a shovel, and I thought, I just remember I did watch a YouTube video on this very process, and you don't use a shovel. And there's a tool you can use that comes with when you first buy these posts and drive them in the ground. Is you actually use the driver to pull the posts out. And see those little pokies that stick out the side of that fence? They just slip up underneath the lip of that pounder, and you can just pull that post right out of the ground. And I've got 7 trees. I got at least four these posts with each tree. So I have 28 of these posts that I can use elsewhere for other projects. So yeah, I'm definitely not an expert on using this tool to pull the post, but yeah, it works pretty well. And once I figure out exactly how to keep that thing lined up and just be able to just bounce right down the post, but I wasn't that good. So yeah, it took a while to do 28 posts, but yeah, it was pretty effective. And I didn't, I bet a few of these posts, but not too many. So I can definitely use them for other fencing projects, and I do have those projects in mind here in the near future. But yeah, took a little while, and but it was a beautiful day to do it. And here's a little bit more of a look. And that YouTube video saved my bacon, because I don't know how I would have got these out of the ground if I would have been digging them up. That would have been a lot of overkill and pretty fruitless efforts. But again, I did wire some of these very tight, and when I first put them in, and I've got to spend quite a bit of time, and I want to make sure I pick up all the wire and all the metal. I don't want any animals ingesting any little pieces of metal. So yeah, it did take me time. But again, I had a nice cool breeze today, so it was a good day to get out here and to do this project. One thing that you'll see that I didn't really notice up until this point is with the rings, is that it made the trees look very close together. And I thought originally that I planted them maybe too close together after wiring these all in, but yeah, now that when I get them all unwound here and get them all uncaged, I think I planted them pretty perfect. So yeah, this will create a little bit of privacy. And again, I think I have 5 apple trees, 1 pear tree, and 1 nectarine so far. So yeah, I've got lots of fruit. I have enjoyed a few apples off my Fuji apple tree, but the other ones are still small. Now, this tree here, I'm going to do a little special application with this, though, as you'll see later. It's for some reason it's not growing very fast, and it still is affected by the winds. We have very strong winds coming from the west generally. And this video clearly shows that a lot of these trees they could definitely start growing sideways if we don't have some sort of support. And you see the little one there in the background. That's the one that I am going to put some support on, and I will show you that more in detail here a little bit later. But now I have all this wire, and I think I'll be using these rings for maybe holding manures and things like that. But I may just put them back on in the winter. I'm not sure yet. So we'll have to see how this goes. But yeah, they're all wound up in rounds. So when I put them on flat on their back, they roll right up on themselves. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and store these in the backyard. And again, if I find another use for them during this growing season or until winter, I will use them. If not, again, they may come right back into the fold and go back around these trees. But I'm thinking right now I'm probably going to risk it. And I think these trees are big enough that they may get a little bit of deer browse, but I don't think a deer is going to kill them. And if we had elk come through town, that would be a whole other story. But I've yet to see an elk anywhere near town. Several miles away is about the closest. So yeah, you never know though. We'll see what happens. But yeah, got all the wire off all of them. And as you see, that's the biggest pain I have is all the weeds that grow. And again, this isn't even bad. It gets much worse than this. So yeah, I didn't want to do any more of that. And the last time I did weed these rings, it was very hard. The grass has established itself. And even though I watered the trees extensively before I tried to weed them, the grass has grown in too heavy. So now it's just time just to let the grass grow in and I'll just mow. And that'll be the way I maintain these trees. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this little orchard's going to look like without all that wire. But yeah, again, I'm still trying to perfect this post remover. And again, I never did perfect it, but I think there's one post I actually got it to click right down the post and pulled it out really simply. But yeah, there we go. All the posts are removed. And you see that now we have is the pain of mowing, which is not a big deal. So, yeah, it looks better already. But I think you're going to be really surprised at how well or how nice this looks with everything gone. But I'm still a little worried about the trees themselves. I want to make sure I can protect them from my mowing and also if you put bark down around the base of trees, a lot of times that could be problematic for the trunks of the trees. So I did grab my electric lawnmower and I'm being very ginger because I do have something I'm going to put on to protect these trees a little bit. But we're just going to mow around these and make light work of all that maintenance. Usually when I have to open up those rings and get on my hands and knees and pull all the grass out, it takes me half a day to do it. Not now. I can just mow around them, and it'll make quick work of this yard maintenance. So I'm excited to not have this project. And again, I hadn't thought much of removing these rings, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of dawned on me. These trees are probably big enough, in the warmer months to be fine. Now here's a look through the orchard, and after it's been mowed, and as you see, the trees are far enough apart. They look perfect. So yeah, I'm excited to have this as one less chore. And I think this place looks a lot better. I like the look of the rings initially, but I think it looks much better just having the free trees to be able to grow and enjoy themselves without being all through the metal. But here's how I'm going to protect the trees themselves. Is I just buy one of these flexible, I think it's a 3-inch kind of a corrugated plastic, and I decided to cut them about 14 inches because I think that's about where I need to be. And again, I'm just using just a hacksaw just to cut this up, and it's very simple. But again, these are going to be very useful because they're not going to be tight around the trunk of the tree. They're just going to be loose, and they're going to protect it against if I do put more bark down, it'll protect the trunks from too much excess moisture and being buried below soil level. But probably I'm not going to do that now. That I'll probably just let the grass grow in, and you'll never know that there was ever any bark there. But yeah, these little corrugated pieces, again, 14 inches is what I figured would work. But I think the main thing and the main protection I need is for myself from dragging hose and also mowing, that I don't want to be scuffing up the bark on the base of these trees. That's not a good way to go. So yeah, pretty simple. Again, 14 inches, and just pry that open, and I'm going to be as ginger as I can around the trunk, putting it on, because I definitely don't want to scratch the trunk up with the sharp edges of that plastic. But yeah, real simple process. Again, it just took minutes to do 7 trees, and I didn't know if that was going to be enough material, but I ended up with a little bit extra. So if I put in another tree in the backyard, which I'm planning on near the pond, I put in a big shade tree, I'll have some extra to put there and to protect that tree. But yeah, that little piece of plastic there is not going to damage a tree in any way, and it's going to protect it from me, pretty much. We don't have any animals are really gnawers of bark at this point. But here's that skinny little tree I was telling you that just has not grown. It's the same age as the others, and it's grown taller, but it just hasn't got any thicker. And it really bends in the wind, and it's leaning already. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use one of those posts, and I'm going to use the post driver, and I'm going to drive that in again as a support. And again, around here, nothing goes to waste. I have an old piece of hose I just cut a piece off of, and I had an old bungee cord. I cut one end off, and I fed the bungee through, and that piece of hose is going to protect the bark, and I'm just going to tie it around that post. And again, the winds here are strong from the west, and that's to my back right now. So yeah, this will help that tree grow straight and not be leaning over. All my other trees have a little bit of a lean, and I'm not that overly concerned about it. But this one here particularly, it needs a little help. So yeah, just a simple little thing. I can always loosen it up or tighten it up if I need to, and there we go, nice and now sturdy. So we'll see how that helps the development of this tree. But all these trees are growing tall, and they're all doing very well, and I watered them in heavily today too. And there's a look at the orchard, all protected with that minus the wire. And as you see here, I think the trees are perfectly spaced apart. They got plenty of room to grow. With the wires, I had my concerns. Maybe I did plant them too close together, but that was just an optical illusion because I think they're all fine. So yeah, we're going to have fruit down here, and everything looking good. And with the fresh mow job, everything looks great. But Mr. Lincoln did enjoy a week down here, and he's going to come back for another week next week. So we're excited about that. But yeah, I'm more excited about not having to open these rings and do all this weeding. It's just now just going to be part of the mowing process. So anyway, if you like what you see on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm close to 1,000 subscribers, and if you could help me get there, I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you.